It's not just about what I'm seeing, it's about what I'm smelling. We could smell the smoke from this fire at least 10 minutes out. That shooter took off after those men this way down Nostrand Avenue towards Dean Street, and police are still trying to investigate exactly what led up to those shots being fired. I have spoken to a lot of these travelers, and there's a lot of really mixed reactions. Ooh, you can hear someone getting really annoyed right over here, and that is because there's a lot of traffic. It's very busy out here. That argument started right inside these doors between a woman and a McDonald's employee. It then escalated, spilling out onto the streets and ending in gunfire right over here. Later this evening, students here at the New York City College of Technology will be gathering together for a Black and Latinx Transgender Solidarity Day in honor of victims who have suffered from gender-related crimes. Right here is the car those two 19-year-olds were able to get away in. You can see the wheel right here is completely flat from where it was shot out. Organizers at the Masbia Soup Kitchen Network tell me that people snatch up spots in their bread line as soon as they're open. So they're making things a little easier for asylum seekers by opening up specific time slots for them. To stand here and talk would have been completely impossible because there was just so much smoke. There was actually marine boats just lined up along the water right here, shooting water into this building. This restaurant was closed when this shooting happened, so the gate was actually down, meaning those bullets pierced straight through the gate and into this restaurant. It's not looking great at all. We arrived to the scene just minutes ago, and I can tell you that while the fire is out, it is still very chaotic here. Take a look at the scene behind me. I'm actually standing on the street corner where those bullets were fired, but if I take just a couple steps this way, you can actually see PS 203 right here. The decision to overrule Roe versus Wade could lead to abortion bans in half the states in this country, and this could have a huge impact on the elections this year, especially as people place their vote for a new governor. What I can tell you from standing at the scene is that that shooting took place right over here on this corner. There's actually still blood on the sidewalk where that man was shot, and that's when their van crashed straight into this car here, and you can see the debris is still on the ground. Someone stepped out of this Three Bros deli and grocery store here on Bay Parkway $1 million richer. No, it wasn't me. Despite the cold, people have been filling this block. Take a look at this line. It goes all the way down this block, and then it stretches around this corner here all the way down. You can see everyone with their baskets.
If today is the parking lot, tomorrow, what's it gonna be?
News 12's cameras rolled on the heated moments between neighbors.
You keep saying you're sorry, but you're not giving a reason.
And security guards outside the Concourse Village parking garage.
They don't want you guys to come inside because they don't want to see how our conditions is currently living right now.
The problem started when residents say they received a memo telling them to leave the garage by 5 p.m. on Monday, just days before the deadline.
They gave out to certain people, to certain buildings on a Saturday, and then nobody was in office. So nobody had a way of going into office to speak to anybody.
Some even saying they received less than a day's notice.
It was never issued on 24th.
You just got it today.
They just issued it on 27th, and they are telling us we move it on 27th.
Others who are out of town facing the possibility of being towed.
I have a resident who's gone for 3 weeks in Puerto Rico and their car is getting towed. They give us no tow company, no number to call.
This video taken from inside the parking garage by one of the residents shows the conditions inside after the Department of Buildings issued a partial vacate order for the top level of the garage after observing cracked concrete beams.
Help us here, and because there's people, a lot of seniors have been here over 50 years.
During an emergency meeting, questions for how long the closure would last went unanswered.
Today, there's not a timeline as yet of how long this is going. We are waiting for that.
Right now, people here are only paying $40 a month for parking, a deal compared to the hundreds of dollars neighbors leaving the garage say they'll have to pay.
It's out of my budget. I don't have any money.
But just how much? We went into the nearest parking garage to find out.
Look at this area coming in at night. This is a public parking. Like anything could happen.
Neighbors from Concourse Village Housing were already inside, forking out the cash to park.
And how much are you looking at paying now?
Sign right there, $250, $300 or more. Big difference.
And with neighbors unable to pull into this parking garage moving forward, they're shifting gears to call for change. First, they're asking for a discounted, more affordable price for the parking garage next door, and they're calling to elect new people to the Concourse Village Board of Directors. In Concourse Village, Jericho Tran, News 12. Starbucks workers around the country are calling this the Red Cup Rebellion, claiming that understaffed stores and inconsistent scheduling is contributing to stale working conditions. I'm even told that this Starbucks that I'm at right now actually had to open later because the workers inside abandoned their posts to strike. And now they're spilling the tea on some of the problems that they're facing.
No contract, no coffee.
After more than a venti-sized amount of trouble from the Starbucks company, workers today have had enough.
Being on your feet for 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours a week, and you're not even making enough to afford to live. We're working multiple jobs.
Today's strike takes place on the same day as the corporation's Red Cup Day, when customers flock to the coffee houses to get their hands on reusable Starbucks cups with their purchases. Workers here today represent the nearly 7,000 workers around the country from Starbucks Workers United, a union formed earlier this year after tensions boiled over in the past. Now employees are voicing their demands.
I want Starbucks to come to the bargaining table. I want them to start taking us serious. I want them to create our contract as well as give us real benefits.
Today's strikers aired their frustrations to management.
Hey, Howard, quit your whining. Get some contract signing.
And even helped educate a few customers.
Have you heard about the Starbucks union movement?
And while some customers were glad to take their business elsewhere,
So there's over
I'm supporting you guys today. I want to make sure you guys are happy, so going to Dunkin' today.
others just couldn't resist the cup of joe.
Hey, it's a little bit awkward because I want to get my coffee. I'm used to Starbucks.
Now, strikers here today tell me that they want a bargaining session with the Starbucks company as soon as possible. And if they don't get one, well, the company will be in even more hot water, as they say they plan to organize more workers to strike in the future. It's Caesars Bay, Jericho Tran, News 12.